When I ate this rainbow kueh dessert as a kid, I would peel and eat each layer, hoping each layer would have a special taste, but they were made of food coloring. Today, I want to realize my dream of tasting the colors by using natural fruits to not only give it color, but to give each layer a distinct flavor, and then see how it tastes like altogether. In Chinese, this dessert is called 9层糕 or 9-layer kueh literally, a popular childhood dessert for its colorful layers and also bouncy chewiness made from tapioca starch. Its name also shouldn't be confused with a layered butter cake known as Kueh Lapis. This one is called Kueh Lapis Sagu, meaning it's made from sago flour or tapioca flour. I did a test batch of kuehs using various fruits to get a rainbow of colors, but I did not expect some of their colors to turn out differently after it's steamed. Firstly, I wanted red. For red, I wanted it to taste like strawberries, but it ended up light purple, which you could still use anyway for the bottom layers. So then I tried watermelon juice, which looks reddish at first, but turns out orange after it's steamed. Okay, so how about red dragon fruit? It has the purplish red color, and the fruit also doesn't have a strong taste, but after steaming, it has a very nice red color, perfect for our top layer. Next color is orange, which will of course use an orange. We'll talk about how to get this smooth, bouncy texture after getting the colors right. For yellow, we'll use mango and get its juices out, but it's very thick due to the blended fiber, so I'll have to dilute it a little more with water so as not to affect the texture, which currently turned out a bit too firm. For green, I tried green grape, but they turned out light brownish tan. Red grapes or black grapes were also the same, even though the juices were darker. Pears also turned out similarly, while apples gave a darker tan. So I decided to use pandan juice instead for another layer of true green. Just a few drops of its scent is enough or it might get too bitter. For blue, I was thinking blueberries, but the pulp firms up due to its natural thickener pectin and it gives me this dark purple. So I got instead some fresh blue pea flowers to make myself a cup of tea and to get its beautiful deep blue color. After admiring the colors, I did a mock-up to decide which of the following fruits I shall use to make the primary colors of a rainbow. I had to recall what I learned in primary school, and there were only 7 colors, so how do we even get 9 layers? Well, we'll just add a few more colors like light orange and light green. Before combining them all into one, let's talk about how to get this nice bouncy, chewy and sticky texture. Bengawan Solo's Lapis Sagu is my favorite after trying so many out there, and I tested many recipes using different mixes of flour from tapioca, rice, sago, mung bean to see which mix comes closest to Bengawan Solo's. And I found that a high percentage of tapioca flour gives it the sticky, chewy bounce, while more rice flour actually gives it structure and smoothness but decreases bounciness. And a higher hydration level, which is your liquids to dry flour ratio, also gives it a softer, stickier bite. So after much testing, I decided to use 90% tapioca, 10% rice flour, and a slightly higher 280% hydration to compensate for the firmer texture from the rice flour, and I find it close enough to Bengawan Solo. Pause here if you'd like to see my full testing notes. To resolve the blemishes on the kueh, use a microwave-safe container, thanks to Michael Lim's tip, to get that smooth surface. And here's the difference between using a greased aluminum pan and a microwave-safe plastic box without any grease actually. And the plastic box actually releases the high tapioca starch kueh much easier, but it's not a big deal anyway if you're going to cut off the sides, or if you're going to use a high rice flour ratio, then you won't get many blemishes. Now we're ready to make the real thing. Prepare our fresh coconut milk by prying out the flesh of frozen thawed mature coconut halves. See my Kaya video for a more detailed tutorial on that. And squeeze the milky white cream out. By the way, Bengawan Solo also uses freshly milked coconut cream, and that's why I could taste that Lapis Sagu is so much more fragrant compared to others out there. Then infuse the coconut cream over low heat with some pandan leaves snipped up to get a hint of its flavor. Season with sugar and a little salt until I'm happy with how it tastes, because how it tastes like here is going to be how it tastes like in the kueh. Then scoop the tapioca and rice flour mix into each of our chosen fruit juices and assemble the 9 colors of a fruit rainbow. I found my first batch a little too short in height because I did not use enough batter, even though it came out nicely from the box, but I really wanted it taller, so luckily I had enough batter to make a second one using a metal container. Steam each layer on medium, starting with red at the bottom until the color completely turns. Mine took about 5 minutes per layer. This is a critical step because if the layer is not completely set before adding the next layer, the liquids will mix or the kueh might turn out mushy in the center. It's okay to actually let each layer steam a little longer after the color completely turns. Then let each layer cool for about 10 seconds after letting the steam out so that the surface is ready to accept the next layer. Then remove from the steamer to cool completely to room temperature, and then invert it onto a plastic cling film surface. This kueh's favorite non-stick surface material is plastic. Anything plastic won't stick to it, so release the sides with a plastic bench scraper. So as we learned earlier, it's okay if the sides didn't come out nicely, as we can cut them out until we obtain a rectangular kueh. Then present it to Natasha for approval.
I like the pastel rainbow color. It's very nice to look at. It feels dreamy. And the kueh overall is fruity and I could taste the coconut cream. The strawberry flavor is strong and fragrant. And surprisingly, I could taste the blueberry too and the refreshing watermelon taste in the kueh. Overall, it's just fruity and just gives me the fruit heaven. It is chewy and bouncy. I can feel the chewiness in my mouth. Really like it.
Each layer peels apart easily, and some have a stronger fruity taste than others. The flavors also spread to the adjacent layer due to the steaming process, like the top layers have a mix of orange and mango flavor, while the blue pea flower layer actually doesn't have much flavor by itself, but now it has a strawberry scent. And overall, they have a similar deep sweet, coconut creamy taste, and it's such a joy to eat each layer by layer, savoring its flavor. And when I take a bite of the whole thing together, man, it's like a fruity coconut medley with scents of mango, strawberry, and watermelon. It's tastier actually compared to Bengawan Solo with its all-natural color as how nature intends it to be, and more importantly, having its fruity coconut flavors.